Hi guys. Welcome to today's talk, and welcome to knowing about accounting and finance at Leicester. I'm Dr. Fatima Rakib, and I'm a lecturer in accounting in the Department of Economics and Finance and Accounting in the School of Business. So I've been working for Leicester for a while now. I am mostly in charge of delivering accounting and finance related modules, and have taught first years to the final years throughout my uh, job in Leicester. So yeah, so I think I'll be able to give you a good overview about the programs that we run in our department. Right. So a little bit about the School of Business. There are three departments in the School of Business. We've got economics, finance, and accounting, and this is where I work. And this department is the main department that provides accounting finance degree in the school. And then we've got marketing, innovation, strategy, and operations department. And then finally, the work, employment management, and organization department. Three distinct departments taking care of three distinct group of degrees. We've got over 4,000 students, campus-based and also distance learning, um, who study with us full-time and part-time. We've got over 250 academics and professional staff members from all around the world. And our School of Business is more research driven, which means that we incorporate contemporary research and we adjust our curriculum based on what's happening in the market and in the industry. So because we are research driven, we are always able to provide this bespoke degrees, and we are able to have a student-centered focus in whatever the degrees that we provide. And our main job is basically to support you guys and all our students throughout their journey and help them to achieve their goals and fulfill their dreams. Right. So Brookfield campus is the main campus for the School of Business. So that is our new home. And Brookfield campus is located 10-minute away. Yes, it's 10 minutes away from the main campus. It's a beautiful walk from the main campus through the Victoria Park. And there is also free shuttle buses that runs from the student accommodation to Brookfield and the main campus. So there is frequent services for you to get on campus on time. And also it runs throughout the day. We've got many different facilities in the business school, and specifically in Brookfield, we've got the latest Bloomberg terminal. So if you haven't heard of Bloomberg is a financial analysis platform where it provides all the users, like students or whoever who is accessing the system, a lot of data, and it shows real-time movement, although there's a small delay in the systems that we use in the uni because of it's a learning platform. But we do have access to company related data, data related to different countries. So basically, Bloomberg is a database, and it is an online trading platform which allows students to learn how to trade stocks and how to learn more about the fundamentals of different assets, including stocks, bonds, and so on. So we do have a trading room for Bloomberg with, I think, around 16 terminals, which allows students to access all these rich information, which usually our students use for dissertation projects and assessments. We do have a beautiful hub and a cafe located in Brookfield. I find my students always sitting in the hub and working on their group work and having a chat with their mates. So yes, beautiful place to get together with your friends, do some reading, have a coffee, have a chat. Yes, we do have this space available in Brookfield. We do have Harvard-style lecture theatre where students are seated in an optimal position. They can listen to the lecturer, make notes, and can see the lecturer clearly without any disruptions. We do have latest equipment in our lecture theatre so that the lecturer, for example, can use the blackboard, the whiteboard, touch screens, and the visualizer, for example, so that it helps with communicating the material to students. And we do have several communal and quiet study space in Brookfield. So when you start studying with us, you will find Brookfield as a preferred location where you can have access to all different resources, and you can and you'll be very close to where the lectures are carried out. Okay, in terms of research, University of Leicester is ranked 35th for their overall research quality. If I break them down, 78% of our research output are judged to be world leading or internationally accepted, and all of our research has a real world impact. And all of our research, all of our researchers have the right research environment to produce world-class research, which is in line with changing market demands, what is expected from students, and also what is expected from industries, from potential students going in after they finish their degree. Most of our research areas in the business school is around contemporary development that you see in the accounting and finance domains, such as fintech and blockchains, high frequency trading, stock market anomalies or stock market performances, investment banking, and so on. Personally, I do some research in stock market anomalies and also blockchain. And I have a couple of my dissertation students doing blockchains as a dissertation topic, and also some topics related to information technology. So yes, we do have a research-focused teaching that we teach our students how to incorporate their understanding in line with contemporary issues around finance and accounting domain. We do have three main courses under accounting and finance, which is BSc Accounting, BSc Accounting and Finance, and BSc Finance. The key thing to know about these degrees is that we are exempted by many professional bodies, which is kind of a validating factor for our students, because once they finish the degree and they go into the market, they know that the industries and many different companies are looking for such students or having exemptions in professional qualifications. So not only they earn a degree, but also they do get many exemptions for different professional qualifications. I will talk about the exemptions in detail in the following slides. But yeah, these are the main programs that we offer. Now, what is accounting and finance before we jump into the degree types? So people often think, or students often think, that accounting is a number crunching subject. It is just following the rules, calculating some numbers and preparing financial statements or preparing reports. Well, while some of these things that I've said is true, such as you do prepare financial accounts in order to disclose this to your disclose it to your external users, but financial accounting is not just black and white. We do follow principles and rules in order to prepare these numbers. But then again, we are placing this in the context of a business operation. So you would be learning what company strategy is, what products and services that they produce and sell, what kind of pricing strategy and costing strategy the companies can follow in order to be profitable and win the competition. And yes, in this process, you will follow rules, but then again, the profession involves a lot of judgment and a lot of soft skills as well. So as a student learning accounting and finance, you will be exposed to all the rules and you will be taught how to calculate the numbers. But then again, you will be also taught how to make decisions about these numbers. So in reality, accounting is not just black and white. As you know, there are 50 shades of gray. The accounting is the same. So you would have a number of different soft skills going into producing the financial accounts that you need. And as lecturers and teachers, what we teach in class is how you can combine the technical knowledge and your soft skills so that you can make a difference in the industry. And hopefully, all of these decisions made by accountants will lead to having a prosperous society. Okay, now, as long as the job market is considered, there are several routes our students take and students can take when they graduate from our degrees. Well, typical jobs that our students choose are accounting related jobs, such as being a chartered accountant, certified accountant, or there are two divisions in accounting: a financial accountant and a management accountant. You could go on to become a financial accountant who specializes in preparing financial statements to disclose it to your external stakeholders, or you can specialize and become a management accountant where you produce reports and accounts in order to use that for internal decision-making purposes. So yes, accountants are the to-go job that our students choose, but also there are other jobs that accounting knowledge leads to, such as an auditor, a stockbroker, forensic accountant, company secretary, and so on. And not just accounting related, but also if you, the knowledge in accounting can help you kind of broaden your job prospects in terms of data analysis or financial analysis as well. So you see often financial analysts and data analysts having a background of accounting and finance, because of course you use this knowledge when you analyze companies' financial statements or any related information. So data analysis and becoming a data analyst is a new trend that we see in accounting and finance graduates, and this is also required or kind of preferred by the industry as well. You could go on to become an economist, you can go on to become a tax advisor, a mortgage advisor, and so on, because you have the knowledge of how to interpret numbers that are produced within the company. And typical employers are the big four firms that comes to my mind. I have a few students who have gone into their placements. We'll be talking about placements in a little bit, but yeah, they are doing their placements in big four companies. So accountancy firms are a typical employer. Small businesses, a small accounting team, or accounting firms where they produce a set of accounts for small companies are also a typical employer for our graduates. You can work in investment banks, high street banks, management consultancies, marketing consultancies, and so on. So because the accounting department is a significant department within any business, you always find there is room to accommodate an accountant within a company. Right. So why do you want to study, or why is it attractive to study accounting and finance in Leicester? Well, our programs do have special qualities that help students to achieve their specific needs. So, for example, we do have a common first year across the three degree programs. That means that if you chose one program and then decided that you wanted to switch to a different course, you should be able to do that after the first year. So this gives us some kind of flexibility to the student to understand what their preferences are and to make changes accordingly so that they make the best out of their stay in Leicester in the first 3 years. And there are a number of professional accounting bodies exempt some of their exams if you have studied in our school. So the number of exemptions depends on which course you choose and which professional body is issuing the exemptions. We will talk about them in detail in the following slides, but we do have the professional accounting bodies exemptions, which is another feature why our students choose us. We got an in-depth or a great pool of resources in terms of staff expertise. So we do have staff from both teaching and research domains. So that means that there are some staff who does more research than the others, and there are some teachers, teaching focused staff that they specialize more in provision of the teaching more than the research. So having both these together allows the student to have a greater experience in terms of receiving the education, because you get the best out of research-led staff and also the teaching-led staff. So we do have our graduates earning more than average level of graduate employees who are graduating into the industry 6 months after they finish their studies. We do have an in-house careers and employability team who is available to support you throughout your career journeys after you graduate, or even if you decide that you wanted to do a placement in between the 2 years, in the first and third year. And we also do have a study abroad program where students can choose to study abroad in a different country, in a different institution, and then come back to us to continue. So these are the opportunities that is available in our school and some of the reasons why we seem to be popular among our students. The 3 degrees that we provide is, as I said in previous slides, BSc Accounting, BSc Accounting and Finance, and BSc Finance. Let's go to the next slide and talk a little bit more on accreditations, professional exemptions, and so on. So, as I said, we do have a common first year. So these are the subjects that you will be doing. These are the modules that will be covered in the first year. So if you look at the type of modules, you can see that there are technical modules like financial accounting, management accounting, finance, law and ethics, economics, and so on. But there are also other modules that will help students to put these technical knowledge into a broader context, such as the academic and studying skills, and also statistics for accounting and finance. So these modules help students to understand the significance of the technical content that they study and place it and try and understand how it helps them in the real life and how they can do some analysis based on what they have studied. So this slide summarizes the second year for students who are taking the 3 different courses. So you can see that there are some common modules that you take across the different degree programs, And there are some modules that are specific to a specific degree. So, for example, financial reporting, professional skills development, research methods, and corporate governance is taught across the programs, whereas intermediate management accounting and audit and assurance are taught on BSc accounting and finance, and not on finance. And the type of modules that are designed will mirror the specialism that you have chosen. So if you are a BSc finance student, the type of modules that you will take will be more towards finance, whereas if you are a BSc accounting or accounting finance students, the type of modules that you'll be choosing will be more towards accounting. So this is how the structure for the second year looks like. And in the third year, we kind of continue this structure where students have optional modules as well. So you are given the option to choose based on your preference and based on your expertise and your knowledge that you have developed over the first 2 years, to choose some of the modules that you think that would be relevant for you. So these modules have the same credit level, so that you can pick and choose what from certain groups, the modules that you would like to study out of everything. Some interesting modules that we teach in the third year include fintech related subjects, AI, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and some of the implications of these technology on accounting and finance as a subject. And all of our curriculum development or syllabus development is subject to change. So we always look at the market, and we also look at the best practices in teaching and see what is best for the student, and we do make changes to the curriculum in line with the changes in the market. So if we do spot a trend, for example, like advances in IT related technology and its influence in accounting, then we have, as a result, we have included that subject in the third year as a main module for students across these degree programs. So this is one example of how we integrate changes in the industry into our curriculum. Right, talking about exemptions and accreditations, BSc accounting focuses on the exemptions on accounting related financial accounting related professional bodies such as ACCA, ICAS, ICAW, and so on. So you do get a lot of exemptions for BSc accounting under these professional bodies. In terms of BSc accounting and finance and BSc finance, you get exemptions from more of a finance related professionals bodies such as CFA, CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CFA, Chartered Financial Analysts, and so on. So you get the exemptions in line with the program that you've chosen. When you do BSc accounting, we also introduce students to the Sage. Sage is a specialized software, accounting related software, which helps organizations to keep their books, produce basic financial accounting statements, and produce some fundamental reports that can be used within the organizations and for external disclosure. So you will be shown and taught how to use Sage, and which is a very important skill to sell when you go for interviews, because employees do look for some practical experience in using financial softwares. If you wanted a detail, or if you have any questions relating to specific exemptions, a number of exemptions provided in these 3 programs, I should be able to find this for you. Yeah, so if you have any questions, just put it in the chat box, and we can answer it once we finish this presentation. Right, so as I said, one of the key features of our degree programs is the year in industry. So basically, this is offered to students across our degree program. So students have a chance to work in the industry for 1 year and then come back and finish their final year at uni. Now, this is particularly beneficial to students because not only they go out and work and get the work in this work experience before completing their degree, but also they can kind of understand what is the route or what is the direction they would like to take in their career. So they can have this insight quite earlier on before finishing their degree. And students do tend to pick and choose the optional modules that I briefly mentioned in the previous slides, that so students, when they come back, they pick and choose the optional modules that are in line with their interest and in line with what they want to do after they finish their studies. So year in industry gives a brilliant opportunity for students to go out and get practical experience and work in the industry, but also to understand where and how they would like their career to be once they finish degrees. And most of the placements are paid placements. Careers team, that is careers and employability team that is in school, would help you along the process. So they provide help in terms of finding jobs, preparing CVs, preparing for interviews, to name a few. But also, we do see students who apply for jobs as and when they wish, and then they come and talk to us about the opportunity that they have, and then we also kind of assist them in going on to work in the industry like they want. For example, I do have some of the students that I supervise who are working in the industry. They work for one of my students works for the NHS in Manchester, and another student of mine, he works for the ITV. And I've been having conversations with them, and they were telling me how enjoyable their experience is and how more things that they're learning. And they can see how the technical content that they learn in uni can be put into actual practice. And also, one of the interesting things that my students mentioned to me is that sometimes you go on an accounting and finance placement, but you also learn more than accounting and finance. So one of my students who is in who's working for ITV, yes, their placement role, is also working on data analysis. And he was telling me how they look at trends in the data and patterns in the data to make certain decisions about broadcasting and profitability and which shows to broadcast and which ones to abandon and so on. So yes, working in the industry it's a brilliant opportunity, and through our degree programs we do put a lot of emphasis and we do facilitate this. Right. The next opportunity that I briefly mentioned in the previous slides is the study abroad program. So some of the partners institutions that we have are across the world, across Europe, Australia, and US. And our study abroad, or students who study abroad, they take a year, go abroad, study in their partner institutions, and whatever the exams or whatever the syllabus that they study in our partner institution is then integrated into their overall grade. So there is no break or no disruption in terms of how your degree classifications work, but you do get the hands-on experience of work, studying in a different institution, in a different country, and having that experience while you study. So yes, that's pretty interesting. The style of learning in the school has different modes. So the main way of learning is lectures and seminars. So we do provide a large group lectures. So that means that any student who is enrolled in a particular course will attend those mandatory lectures. And then we do have seminars, which are like practical sessions, where we work out an exercise or prepare some financial statements or do some financial analysis, but in smaller groups. So the purpose is for the students to have an opportunity to engage with the lecturer, ask questions, and to learn about these technical content in a much better way, whereas the lectures gives you the fundamental knowledge and the fundamental concepts around a specific topic. We also encourage students to do some independent study. So, for example, every module in every week, we encourage students to do 5 hours of independent study. This is just to say that apart from what you learn in the lectures and what you do in seminars, you need to take some time to revise the material and read some relevant content on your own so that you know what you need to do in order to prepare for the assessments and also ask any questions that you may have. Sorry for the interruption, guys. So I was talking about one-to-one appointments. So you guys will have an opportunity to talk to the lecturer on a one-to-one basis during their office hours, and every module has 2 hours of office hours for the staff. So that's a great opportunity for you to check up on any questions, doubts that you might have with the lecturer directly. Okay. So well-being and academic studies are the core elements that we focus on in anything that we do. So apart from the academic studies support that you might have, there is more focus on the well-being support that we provide. So we do have a dedicated team in the school that provides different kind of support for students, including mental health support. And if you're struggling, you can talk to someone who is an expert that can give you some guidance and point you to the right direction should you have any problems. So we do have the team from the school, such as starting from the director of learning and teaching, the program leaders, module leaders, ear tutor, which means a tutor that is assigned to you when you are in your specific year in your degrees. There is a student support team. There is an in-house careers team. I'm not going to touch this. Careers team who will support you throughout your well-being journey while you are at university. There is a team that is available in your accommodation 24/7. So should you have any questions or you just wanted to have a cup of coffee and talk to someone, yes, we do have someone who is looking after and who thinks about your well-being from the schools. In terms of academic studies, there are various different support that we provide. So there is learning support, academic support, academic skill centers. So for example, in the academic skill center, we do teach or we do have some extra sessions for students to learn maths, for example, or to learn about how to write an essay. So these different skills are we do provide resources, and there's someone who is sitting with you will go through this should you have any problems. And recently we introduced something called a study buddy system. That means that if you are in a specific year and if you have some difficulties in understanding a module, you wanted to understand a little bit more about a specific topic, then we will assign a student who is from the previous, who is from 1 year ahead. So if you're in the second year, then we will find a third year student who can sit with you and go through your questions. So yes, we do have a new study buddy system that also helps students to achieve their goals. Right. In terms of careers and employability, we do host a range of events, and we do have a careers and employability team who is a bespoke team whose expertise is in providing the right support for students to find jobs when they finish. So we do start from the first year itself. We don't wait until the third year. We start from the first year to prepare the students and to make them industry ready. And throughout their journey when they are at uni. You will have access to various amount of resources, and this team guiding you towards how to become industry ready. And there are one-to-one sessions provided by the careers team as well. So if you have a question or if you wanted specific help in terms of, for example, writing a CV, you can book an appointment with careers team and then have a chat with them, and they will guide you towards how to how to get these things done. Right. The Career Hub in Brookfield is a space for our students to meet career experts. So we do hold sessions 11 to 2 o'clock Monday to Friday in the ULSB Hub, where students can go into the hub and ask any questions that they have, and to talk to experts and any students who have had their experience in working in the industry. So yes, that's an example of an event that we hold in ULSB. We do have plenty of opportunities for students to get involved and make an influence on how we design the overall syllabus as well. For example, you can become a course representative, you can become a student ambassador, and you can tell us how or what you would like to see changes in, and then we always take students' voice and students' concerns into consideration, and we always adapt our content and our approach to delivering our content based on what students think. And I think it's best for me to introduce our student ambassador, Caltego, who is there with me. So I'll call him in and I'll let him talk to you guys about some of the opportunities that we have in our school. Caltego, do you want to come in?
Yes, indeed. Hello, everyone. So my name is Kat, and I am a final year accounting student in the School of Business. I did a placement last year doing business resilience in Experian, and kind of just have a pretty well-rounded experience of my time in Leicester. So I've been chosen here to talk as sort of a student life representative. So from my experiences in the University of Leicester, the School of Business essentially operates both within, it has its own operating system within the university as a whole, as well as separate, in the sense of, as you've seen before, the career service, having our own bespoke career service that works primarily with our teams and everything, and having our own sort of network so that everyone on their School of Business degrees academic journey can connect with each other and have all of the staff in one sort of place, that being Brookfield. So in terms of my time as an ambassador, I've been doing that for this year, and it involves a number of roles, including things like year in industry mentoring to help other students get their placements, to help with making just general announcements about things that the School of Business is doing, such as the skills portfolio, which is a nice little place for everyone to put all their skills and abilities and evaluate their talents against what employers and recruiters would look for. And even just helping first years and second years with looking for things like internships and other sort of work experience opportunities. So another thing that I'd like to talk about is the accommodation offered by the University of Leicester, or at least for your time in Leicester, that for most first years, if not all of them, they generally go into city living or the accommodation in Oadby. And I think that probably has the biggest benefit of having your community around you, having everyone that you'll study with, gives you the biggest opportunity to make friends. And on top of having the transport from Oadby onto campus now free on the buses, you also get to go to societies with your friends, get to meet people on main campus, as well as going to Brookfield. So in the interest of time, I'll cut the speech short there. But if you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the question and answer section.
Thanks, Caltego. And like Caltego said, there is a number of societies that you can join. And what was fascinating is that when I joined Leicester, a student of mine asked me to join their career society. And I didn't know that there was a career society until then. So yes, so you can find a society pretty much for everything. And this basically is a group of students getting together and having a specific interest. So yes, interesting stuff going on. Right. In terms of application to Leicester, this is the technical bit. We do accept all subjects, and if you have A or AS levels, it's an ABB. As I said, it's all subjects. Anyway, in the interest of time, I'm just going to skip this slide, but if you have any questions about the application, we do have a team who is looking after this, and we can give you the right advice in terms of checking whether you can get into our degree programs. Okay, so in terms of why to choose Leicester, so apart from the wonderful things that I discussed before in terms of the advantages in choosing our degrees, University of Leicester ranks 27th in the UK university ranking systems from the Times Higher Education ranking, and also 94% of our students do find a job right after graduating or go into studying a master's degree. We are 30th in the UK in terms of the Guardian University Ranking Guide. We are 19th in the world in terms of sustainability and protecting the environment. So basically, I think this year we are 19th, and yeah, we have improved from our previous years, I think from 20 rank. And another interesting reason why you could choose Leicester is that the affordability of the city. So Leicester is ranked as the 9th most affordable city in the UK, and this is often one of the key factors students look for when choosing where to study. So yes, and we do have a wonderful campus, a lot of resources invested in the campus to provide the right facilities and make your journey as best as possible.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for your time. And we have some other events going on later this evening, so at 6. So I'll put a link in to the chat, and if there's anything there that's of your interest, please take a look. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.